Heads down and ears up. This is the AirRaiders podcast with your man Big Country, along with
you, man.
Dr. Trey.
Rain Man.
A morning cup of Joe.
And I want to welcome our special guest, D-Walk.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
Glad
Glad to be on the show.
Glad to have you on the show.
I love you, dude.
I feel right
You
here.
need to be on the show more often. Okay.
Okay, so we have the Patriots and the Giants rematch of 2007. Honestly, besides the Harbaugh Bowl, I think this is gonna be like one of the better games we see in a long time.
Yeah, I really want to watch it. Rematch. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully better than LSU Alabama.
Yeah.
The first one was like such a classic, and it was like so unexpected. Probably the biggest upset in probably football history.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, for
Undefeated
sure.
team, 5th seed coming out of nowhere and beats them like the final seconds of the game. Beats like one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Tom Brady. I can say this right now: if Eli Manning helped Texans to the Super Bowl and wins the game, Eli Manning's going to Hall of Fame.
Well, Eli Manning's got some motivation since he's playing in his brother's backyard. So you know he's motivated.
Big boy.
I mean, it's like, how great is it going to be for Eli to get 2 rings when his brother, who's probably not ever going to play again, only has 1?
Unfortunately.
That's just, like, how messed up is that Thanksgiving dinner going to be?
I find it hilarious.
I find it awesome, really, yeah.
So,
Still got to
boys,
get past Tom Brady.
how was your day? I won a Super Bowl. What did you do, Peyton? Fuck you.
Hey, he was the ref like in the commercial.
That's Peyton's got to work.
You know, I think what's interesting is like right now, like Hakeem Nicks and Rob Gronkowski, 2 of the best offensive players from both these offenses, haven't practiced in a while because Hakeem Nicks has got like I guess like an ankle problem, and so has Rob Gronkowski.
Awesome.
And let me ask Country this first. You guys can chime in later. If either one of these guys doesn't play, let's say both of them don't play, what do you think? How is it gonna like affect the game?
I think Tom Brady's going to lose one of his biggest, like, pass threats because, honestly, Rob Gronkowski, how tall is that guy? 6'8"?
Yeah.
200-something pounds?
Gronk.
You understand? Like, even if I was a linebacker, I'd be scared to almost to death going against this guy because he's huge hands. He can catch really, like, surely, and he's an ultimate red zone target.
Yep. I mean, Tom Brady's main receivers are just Hernandez and Welker and Gronk, but who else does he have? Like, as far as big names. But if both of them are out, per se, this will affect the Patriots a lot more because Eli has a little bit more weapons.
Well, basically, I was going to say about big names. He does still have Deion Branch.
True.
But,
Deion Branch is not
All right.
a big
Deion
name.
Branch. His branch is broken.
We're talking about the offensive weapons that both teams have, but even if both these teams are out, Giants are still going to have the advantage if they throw the ball against that weak Patriots defense.
I agree with that.
And
And the Giants' defense is probably the best defense in the entire NFL, in my opinion.
Regardless of
As a-
statistics.
as of
Yeah.
this moment,
Because just the matchups are just bad.
Yeah.
Like, even if they don't get the most, stats, most points stats-wise, like, they're still the best, I think.
Regular season does not matter at this point.
who's
man.
hot?
Do you have something?
I think Eli's more consistent this time around compared to last time.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys
Yeah.
think?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
'Cause I think,
It's a better team.
This
overall,
team,
I think it's a better team, but however, I think he's more accurate in the way to his receivers.
this team is like in one way. If they played their all 7 versions of themselves, I think they would destroy them. This defense is playing on instinct. This offense is playing incredible. They had the best trio of receivers in the entire NFL with Manningham, Nicks, and Cruz. Cruz is like probably the biggest surprise in the NFL this year, and coming out of like the practice squad. I'm coming out of nowhere for that.
What I'm eager to see is the final fourth quarter in this game. We know that
Oh.
Eli is great in the fourth quarter, but
Tom Brady's the
Tom
best.
Brady's also
Master the
really good.
2-minute
Mr.
drive.
2 minutes.
Yeah, going back to the comment about Eli Manning being great, he's dealing with much younger receivers than the Patriots have. So that alone proves that Eli is really rallying his team. The team's really rallying around him, excuse me.
To that, though they are younger, they do have the youth and they have the speed and they're able to have the more stamina. But the Patriots are older; they are more veterans,
They are old.
Mhm.
and so it's going to be interesting to see how this matchup goes.
Okay, so we did talk about how the offense are like super powered. I mean, the Giants have Brandon Jacobs and Hakeem Nicks, Eli Manning, Tom Brady, obviously one
Matt
of
Bradshaw.
exactly. But what about the defenses? Because besides the Giants' front 4, I don't think these defenses get that much clout.
No.
Going on the Patriots defense, although that pass defense is questionable, they remind me a lot of the Saints
Yes.
back in then because they are very
Yeah.
opportunistic.
Yes, they are.
They see the ball, they go for the ball.
Good point.
Very nice. I like that.
Mhm.
Also, I do want to see how like the Patriots D line, matches up against the Giants offense because Giants defensive line they're one of the best.
Everyone knows about Pierre Paul, Tuck, Umanuka,
Yeah.
Kiwanuka, Canty.
Basically, but the Patriots defensive line with Vince Wilfork and all the other veterans on that line, I want to see how they get after Eli and see if they can get him on the ground.
Yeah, as for the Giants defense, like their thing has been their front 4 have given their secondary plenty of opportunities to make plays. So let's see how the Patriots offense reacts to that.
I want to see Vince Wilfork pull a James Harrison interception. 99 yards, touchdown.
And then breathing from an oxygen tank at the end.
And then he dies.
That's horrible.
Well, hey, you did see like how he made that one-handed interception in the
Yeah,
regular
you
season.
can do it.
He can
You
do
can
it. It's
Yeah.
He's totally in this kid. So, what about another aspect of the game we haven't covered yet? What about
Okay, so if the Patriots win this, would you consider Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback of all time?
I mean, honestly, like, despite, like, my rumblings about the AFC and the Patriots in general, I mean, I already think he's one of the greatest QBs to play all
But
time.
is he the greatest?
See, that's the thing, though. I mean, he has the Super Bowl rings, but, like, and obviously not the
He's
statistics.
got records in yards.
Yeah, basically.
He owned the 2000s. Because the most commonly name that's called greatest quarterback of all time is Joe Montana. But I think Tom Brady's getting up.
If he wins this one, he might be.
Hello. Only hard thing I have about calling a quarterback the greatest of all time is that the game's evolved from the 1980s when
That's true.
1980s
That's true.
when Joe Montana was around till now, where it's almost impossible to play defense. I'm not taking anything away from Tom Brady. He's probably one of the greatest of all time, though. But to call him the GOAT, I don't know. We'll see.
You guys all know that I'm a die-hard Cowboy. Troy Aikman and Robert Staubach, to my mind, were the greatest of all time just because I love them. But if I'm looking at it from perspective, this has been the only guy I've seen play from his early 20s to his early 30s and still be considered the best quarterback in the league. And I believe when he is done, he will have any major record that he wants. And I would probably say right now, he probably is the greatest quarterback of all time. And he's still got at least a couple more years left.
I completely agree with you.
Mhm.
On the Tom Brady thing, I still believe he's getting there. He's almost there. I don't quite give him to him yet. He hasn't won the Super Bowl. If he does, I'm going to
won
put
3.
him close.
He's won 3.
No, this fourth one.
Oh, okay.
Again.
But the main thing that still holds me back is he couldn't pull off the
Perfect season.
perfect season.
Yeah.
He had it. He
Yeah.
was right there, but he just couldn't bring himself to win it.
But also, that wasn't really him. It was kind of his team.
To his
But-
credit, the Packers had a perfect season this year until they lost to Kansas City.
But you are the quarterback, and it's your job to bring the team together when you're on offense and lead them to victory. But
Okay.
this couldn't get done.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I do admit that Kansas City win was complete and utter crud. I don't know what happened to the Packers
you
that
can say
day.
shit. You're
Romeo
18.
Crennel.
I lulled.
Romeo Crennel's a really good coach.
Yeah, I don't know what Roman
led the
Brunel
Browns to
pulled out of
Tennessee.
his butt to get that, but you know. But I do think if Tom Brady had gotten that perfect season, I would cement him as the greatest
I would-
QB of all time.
I'm going to talk about Tom Brady here again just a little bit. And Eli Manning, the way that these two quarterbacks work, I think the Tebow effect basically rendered from the Tom Brady effect.
What?
Here's what I mean.
Easy kill.
Before these quarterbacks came in, their teams weren't very good. I mean, the year before Tom Brady came in, they were like last in the AFC East. They were like 5-11 or something like that. Tom Brady comes in and fills a Drew Bledsoe. They go Super Bowl and win.
Okay.
I believe when someone calls it the Tebow effect, what I mean is the defense plays better because the quarterback is playing great. If you look at the Giants, whenever Eli is in, they're playing like Giants football. When the Patriots are in, the Patriots defense plays well. They've been playing well the past 6 games, and I believe if both these quarterbacks play good, we're gonna see LSU, Alabama type defenses with Oklahoma State type offenses in this game. It's gonna be a shootout.
I
Oh.
highly doubt it'll be a shootout. I think it's gonna be a defensive game. Like it's gonna be
17-14.
whoever can get the most sacks is gonna win this game.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say sacks, but just like the most pressure. Because like all respect to Tom Brady, but like if he does get pressured, he does make mistakes. Because I'm trying to go back to the Ravens playoff game that they had a couple of years ago. I forget which year it was, but
09.
oh yeah, 09. He got pressured like so many times by that really awesome Ravens defense, and he threw a couple interceptions. He had a quarterback rating of 55 point something. That was his lowest of all his playoff games.
All right, would y'all like to go to the key aspects for each team to win?
Okay.
Yeah?
Piece of the game.
Like difference
He's a
maker.
Okay,
All
yeah.
right, let's go. You be our guest.
Okay, for the Giants, I believe the main key is get pressure on Tom Brady, get him out of that pocket. If you can get Tom Brady out of that pocket, he will have trouble. Get him on the ground, start getting into his head a little bit. The main thing, survive the first part of the game because you
Yeah.
know Tom Brady's going to come out slinging.
Yeah.
For the Patriots, keep Tom Brady safe, let him throw the ball. Defense, keep the Giants receivers at least contained. You don't have to stop it, contain it.
Here's my keys to the game for the Giants and the Patriots. For the Giants, it's simple. You have 3 of the best shooters in the NFL. You use them. If you have to use your running backs, go for it. You got 270-pound Brandon Jacobs and a real quick Amon Bradshaw. You use your offense as quickly as possible. With the Patriots, you do what the Niners did, and you shut down the receivers. If you do that, they're gonna have to rely on Rod Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs to win the game, and I don't think they can do that. And if they can do that, then Tom Brady will just sling the ball all day long. And we've seen it before.
Two things for the Giants. Same thing. The Giants obviously have to get pressure on Tom Brady and confuse him with some defensive looks, just like I think it was like week 6 or week 7 when Tom Brady lost in Pittsburgh. Their defense confused him all day. So if they can get looks on him like that, they'll have the best chance to win. And Eli Manning has to throw a ball. As for the Patriots, same thing D-Walk said, just protect him. Protect Tom Brady and you'll be fine.
I don't really have a comment for this. I just want to see how the game rolls out.
All right.
Amen.
All right, so Joe.
Well, I think if the Giants' defensive line can disrupt Tom Brady and get him on the ground and beat him up, you've seen it time and time again. When Tom Brady gets beat up, he does bad. Like, he doesn't like to get hit. So as long as the Giants' defensive line can hit him at least a couple times or just pressure him, at least pressure him every single play, they got in the bag. I don't think the Patriots can win this game. I give them no shot. No shot at all.
That's bold.
Unless Manning goes out, because I don't think they can win with their running game.
So you think Manning's a
Jeez.
factor?
Yeah.
I think Chad Ochocinco is a factor.
Well, I'm gonna say this about the keys to the game. I think that the Giants, they need to make as few mistakes as possible because they do have some of the best wide receivers in the game, and Eli Manning is really a beast. But that's the thing, though; they're all very young, and some of them have playoff experience, but some of them also don't. So they really need to limit those mistakes down. And for the Patriots, I would have to say you really need to lock up on defense and also offense, because on defense you need to stop Eli Manning, and on offense, Tom Brady needs to keep the ball tight, not get forced out of the pocket, let himself be comfortable, and get it downfield to his receivers so he can get touchdowns.
Interesting.
All right, guys, let's do picks.
Good picks, all right.
So, you got Big Country?
All right, we already know that Joe got the Giants.
Yeah, but let's do picks and scores.
Okay, so
Okay, Joe said Giants first. What do you got?
Okay,
This
all right.
go ahead.
Giants 35, Patriots 28.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's go with D-Walk.
As good as that Giants defense is, I can't pick against Tom Brady. He's got a chip on his shoulder. When Tom Brady's got a chip on his shoulder, bad things happen. I'm going to say Patriot 28, Giants 24.
Okay. What about you, Rayman?
I've seen Tom Brady go against one of the best defenses last week against the Ravens. He didn't have a great game, but he still won the game. He had the Tebow effect. He didn't play great, but he still won. I have the score being 21-17, New England.
Alrighty. What about you, Dr. Trey?
Giants 17, Patriots 14.
Oh.
Wow.
Alright. Okay.
All right, you man.
I got the Giants. Let's say 21. Let's go with a field goal.
Field
Three-point
goal.
game.
Field goal win. Okay.
21-18.
Who wins?
Giants.
Giants. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say this because honestly, those two teams are just like I don't want to say polar opposites, but they are close enough to being opposite that they are like it's going to be a very great game, one that's going to be remembered for a very long time.
Will it be better than the first matchup?
I honestly think so. It's going to be bad blood. It's going to be an awesome rematch. It's going to be great. Nice and tough.
Be better than a classic. We're talking about the Dark Knight Cuba game.
I wouldn't go far as I want to wait and see if it will be a classic, but I honestly think it's almost there.
Will somebody die?
who do you got then?
Okay, so honestly, I think it's going to be a slightly high-scoring game. It's going to be very close, though. I have the Giants 38,
And
Patriots 35.
Pretty high scoring game there.
It's gonna be down to the
Man, the
nitty gritty.
Giants win.
The Giants kicker, just like he did in the championship round, he's gonna put it through in the final seconds to win that
The
thing.
Battle of the Beast.
it seems as though me and Morning
Just
Cup
no.
are opposite a lot of these things. So I have a challenge for you, Morning Cup.
What's up?
I had the Patriots, but if the Patriots lose, then I will do the salsa for Victor Cruz in celebration of their win.
Oh,
But
Oh, yeah.
if the Patriots win,
Uh-huh.
I want you to do 12 for Tom Brady, 12 Gronkowski spikes, and we have to videotape them, and you have to do.
that's I like it.
All
I
right.
like this.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shake my hand. Shake my hand.
Sure.
Wait,
I was going to be
Oh, I
worse.
like it.
It's
I think-
official. It is
I think
official.
we're
Can I
gonna
make
get a
this
picture of
worse?
this. I
Can I
think
make-
we're gonna get a picture of this just to be official.
Okay.
Can I make
I
this
think we're gonna
worse?
see.
Can I step this up?
What's that?
The Giants win. You do the cinnamon challenge.
What's that?
Oh!
And the Cruz dance.
No, just the cinnamon challenge.
Just cinnamon
Should
challenge.
do both.
I kind of want to do. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Really?
All
No,
right.
I think you should have both.
All right. They've
And
shook
the
hands.
Oh, Hansa. What you're saying, you man?
I think you should have gone for both, man.
Both?
No.
No, he's going to be choking. It's okay.
That's what
You're choking.
Okay.
I don't got cinnamon. You have to
Yeah,
buy it for
there's-
me.
I will.
All right, so
Might be
they've shook
taxing.
hands, ladies and gentlemen. They have decided, and we will see after the Super Bowl what is going to happen. So I would like to thank you for joining us on this next edition of the AirRaider podcast. You have a very nice day, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
thank you, D-Walk, for coming by.
Let's Mobile.
Thank you, D-Walk.
I'll be back.
Love you.
I love me too.
See ya.